You ever walk into a room so quiet it feels like the air itself is holding its breath? That was me, right there in the Willow Creek Estates clubhouse, staring down this cold, tiled hallway with a knot of dread tightening in my chest. My mom, Clara, yeah, the one who can't stand to break a routine, she should have finished her usual sauna session 10 minutes ago and called me, like clockwork. That call never came. Now, look, I'm not just any guy who panics easily. I'm the city's rescue chief. I'm supposed to handle chaos, make those split-second calls when everything's on fire, literally and otherwise. But nothing makes you sweat like your own mom going silent. So there I was, busting through the spa wing door, getting smacked in the face by chlorine, then cedar, searching for any sign of her. Her stuff was all there. Shoes under the bench, her favorite book, the tote, even a fresh towel folded just the way she does it. Everything screamed normal, except that silence, so heavy you could choke on it. I called out, "Mom," voice echoing around like it was mocking me. Nothing. That's when I saw the sauna door at the end. Through the little glass window. Yeah, that one that always fogs up. I caught this blurry shape, just slumped over, unmoving. My gut dropped to my ankles. I yanked the handle. Locked. That shouldn't happen, not from the outside. That's not an accident. That's someone making sure you don't get out. I pounded on the door, my voice cracking. "Mom." And I swear I heard the faintest moan from inside, like the last thread tying me to hope. That snapped me right into action mode. No more anxious son, just pure rescue chief. Found a heavy chair, 2 hard swings at the lock, wood flying everywhere, and I'm dragging her out into cooler air while calling for paramedics. Voice steady, brain screaming. She was burning up, limp, barely breathing. As I'm laying her out, checking her pulse, I catch this shadow in the doorway. Karen Holloway. If you've never met someone who makes you want to punch drywall and write a letter to your senator at the same time, meet the president of our HOA. Arms folded, face pinched, looking at the mess I made busting that door open. "Really, Alex?" She spits out, cool as January. "Your mother probably just overdid it. Some people don't know their limits. Let me back up a sec. Karen's been running this place like her own personal fiefdom for a couple years. Rules for everything, fines for nothing. Always poking at folks she thinks don't fit her precious standard. My mom, she kept her head down, kept to the rules, always tried to see the good in people, even Karen, for a while. But lately, Karen had been turning the screws, singling her out for every little thing, getting more and more brazen with the bullying. But right there, with my mom gasping for life and Karen acting put out about property damage, I saw it for what it was. Not just petty harassment, something way darker. "Karen Holloway," I said, my voice low enough to freeze water. "You're under arrest." She laughed. She actually laughed. "Under arrest? For what?" "Locking a door for the next person. Your mother was in there too long." I was following policy. You know what I mean? She tried to act like she was the victim, but I wasn't having it. For attempted homicide. For unlawful imprisonment. For trying to kill my mother. I flashed my badge, and that wiped the smug right off her face. Paramedics burst in, sirens wailing. Music to my ears, for once. They got Mom stabilized, rushed her out, and I made sure Karen didn't get to slink away. That was just the beginning. The days after felt endless. Hospital waiting rooms, doctors explaining heat stroke, scary stuff, organ damage, the whole 9 yards. My sister flew in from California, both of us taking turns at Mom's bedside, hoping for a miracle. Meanwhile, the police launched a full investigation, and you better believe I was glued to every detail. It wasn't just about my mom anymore. It was about what kind of place Willow Creek had become with people like Karen in charge. And then came the twist. One of the young cleaning staff came forward. She'd seen Karen fiddling with the sauna door and caught her messing with the thermostat, jacking it way past safe levels. They pulled the logs, checked the hardware, found clear evidence the door had been jammed on purpose. But the kicker? When the cops dug through HOA emails and contracts, they found Karen had been cooking up a plan to upgrade Willow Creek, pushing out older residents, bringing in some fancy contractor she probably had a side deal with. She even had a list of who to phase out. Mom's name was right there. All this time, it wasn't just about power trips and little fines. She wanted to turn the place into some exclusive club, and anyone in her way. Well, you saw what she was willing to do. My blood ran cold. Every accident, every nasty rumor, Every time someone older or less valuable to her vision left in a hurry, it all looked different now. And I realized if I hadn't shown up when I did, my mom would have been just another unfortunate incident, and Karen would have moved right along. When Mom finally woke up, weak, hurting, but alive, I promised her I'd see it through. And I did. The HOA board called an emergency meeting. The place was packed, residents buzzing like hornets. Karen, out on bail and clinging to her lawyer like a life raft, tried to strut in and play the misunderstood leader. Didn't work. One by one, people stood up and aired every dirty trick, every humiliation, every time Karen had used her title to make someone's life hell. Old Mrs. Rodriguez, shaking as she described Karen threatening her therapy dog, Mr. Chun, who'd been strong-armed about home repairs. Dozens of stories, none of them pretty. When it was my turn, I didn't hold back. I told them what happened that afternoon, how close we came to losing my mother, the evidence of Karen's real agenda. It was dead quiet when I finished. Karen tried to talk her way out, but the mask slipped. She went off, blaming everyone, calling the community stagnant, saying she was the only one with the vision to save Willow Creek. That's when Detective Corbin stepped up with 2 officers and slapped the cuffs on her right in front of everyone. That moment, her mouth open, all her power gone. Yeah, I'll remember that forever. Karen went down for a long list of crimes: attempted murder, fraud, conspiracy. The judge called her actions a betrayal of trust, and most of her assets went to paying restitution, including Mom's medical bills. The new HOA leadership, led by an old retired judge who didn't take any crap, threw out Karen's rules, set up protections for vulnerable residents, even started a neighborhood watch to keep eyes on anyone with Karen's brand of ambition. Mom's healing, slow but steady. She moved in with me for a while, never wanting to see that clubhouse again. The whole community changed, people checking on each other, no more fear, no more looking over your shoulder. Willow Creek got its soul back. So yeah, if you ask me what justice looks like, it's not a perfect ending. Mom still flinches at closed doors. There are scars, physical, emotional, you name it. But on a sunny afternoon, sitting on my porch, hearing my kids laugh while Mom knits and tells them stories, I know we didn't let the bad guys win. Thing is, places like Willow Creek exist everywhere. Power, unchecked, turns neighbor against neighbor, kindness into a weakness. You gotta speak up, stand together, or the Karens of the world run the show. So what would you have done? Where's the line between enforcing order and outright cruelty? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear your stories, your take on what community really means. Because in the end, it's all about looking out for each other. Yeah, even when it gets uncomfortable. You know what I mean?